Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Tuesdays with Dr. T. Today I was supposed to work on the scientific reasons for autism challenges that I have started as a series. But yesterday I got a dozen of messages from parents, from moms like you, requesting me to share a little about how I have recovered Muhammad's severe developmental delays. And I thought, well, not a bad idea, because the last time I did a video like that was about 2 years ago. I have learned a few new tips and tricks and strategies within these 2 years, and we have come a long way. Why not start a new session on that? So today I'm going to talk about how I have recovered my severe developmentally challenged and delayed autistic son's challenges, developmental delays. He was struggling with speech, with cognition, with understanding. He could not self-feed himself. He had a lot of hypotonia, so he could not chew. He could not hold pencils or anything. He could not kick a ball. He could not climb upstairs, so we had to pick him up and downstairs. And there were other challenges like sleep problems. His sleep problem was excruciatingly painful. And then he also would run away. He ran away from home 3 times. All those, even after 6 years, thinking about my past, my experiences with him brings up a lot of things. He would run away. There were 3 instances where he ran away, and then we would be taking him to places, and then he would unzip himself from the car seat, which was very, very dangerous, as you can only realize and imagine. All of those things, they were there. I was in Canada. We recently migrated to Canada from Bangladesh, in hope that the Canadian system is better than Bangladeshi system and it can really help us. But pandemic hit, and even with the support and everything, therapies just didn't do it. I don't know about you guys. Most of my students, 99% of my students who come to me, they love when I tell them you can stop therapies, because if they worked the way we all hope, dream, then you wouldn't have come to me. The reason you came to me was because it's just not working. And yeah, I had to put on some lipstick. I totally forgot. What happened was, waiting for the therapies and waiting for things to kick in. Some of you guys have been waiting for 2 years for a proper diagnosis. The reason why we wait for a proper diagnosis is because, first of all, we do not know what really autism is. Even though people really very strongly and staunchly shares their information, it is hard for a newbie, for a parent who is newly diagnosed, your child is newly diagnosed, or who have been in the autism parenting journey, to really understand that it's not going to work, or the system that we are going to be going through, it's not going to be really helping. To wait, because they're not the expert. They don't know that they are the expert, and they don't know about the information that's available about the diet changes, the detoxification. So they wait. And during the waiting period, that's when probably you guys scroll in internet, in your Facebook, YouTube, just like this channel, or Instagram, and then maybe you find somebody talking about autism recovery, and then you get intrigued and interested, like, oh my gosh, what is she talking about? Let's hear more. Probably that's how you landed up in my page anyway. That's when maybe you start realizing that it is possible for your child to develop in terms of speech, in terms of recognition, understanding, behavior, communication, socialization, all of the aspects that your kid is really struggling with. You can recover those things. Here's what I did. Waiting for the system for about 1 year, I waited for the system, and then one day something really terrible happened. I did something really weird and bad, and then I realized that this is not how I want to raise my kid. This is not what I want to become. Super angry, super exhausted, super upset, mom. I didn't want to be that. I was suicidally depressed. I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to throw my kids away and run away. There were times like that, and I'm not proud when I'm saying this. The only reason I'm saying these things out loud with a lot of patience, with a lot of courage, is so that another mom just like you can realize that you are not alone. You're not alone. If I can move from that suicidal, depressed mess to having Autism Success Academy, then you can. You don't have to have another Autism Success Academy if you don't want to, but you certainly can recover your child's momentum, delays, and develop whatever their age is. Here are the strategies that I've built for him and that I'm going to teach you today. The first thing that I did was I started researching on brain development, what really autism was. And then I realized that I am not an expert in autism, obviously, even though I was diagnosed adult ADHD. When I was adult, I was diagnosed as having ADHD. What I did was I searched internet for just like another messiah like me. I found one Ayurvedic practitioner, and then I met with him, I spoke to him, and I started working with him. We had only 2 sessions, and after that, because of how he was talking about autism, his community got really angry and they kind of banned him, so he went out of work. And it was hard for me to find him. He just vanished. He later on, several years after that, he resurfaced. That's good for him, but he simply vanished. But what the most important thing that person taught me was that you can do a lot of improvements by changing the diet. That was and doing the detox. He introduced me to the aspects, to the theories of diet and detoxification. So like I said, it was just 2 sessions, 2 individual sessions, and then he gave me 8 different Ayurvedic things to use. And the thing is, I just didn't know how to feed him the food. He was obviously a little bit of picky eater. He was not sleeping or eating well. He was severely constipated. And the detox protocol that he gave me was also very messy, very hard to implement. And I just didn't know what to do. But because he gave me a hope, which nobody gave me ever, I plunged myself into that. I was like, Allah wouldn't give me a problem that I didn't know how to solve. It's in Quran. And also he mentioned in Quran that there is a cure and a solution for everything other than death. I was like, let me work on it. What I did was, with the understanding that I had about diet and the detox, I dive in. I experimented with a bunch of different things. I didn't do detox juices or detox baths because I'm a pharmacist with a PhD in natural medicine. I did understand that for real detoxification, it has to be from inside, really, really deeper, but it also has to be gentler, because I did not like anything that is chemical or medicine-wise. Modern medicine, I just hate them. I don't use them unless it's a life-threatening situation. I started implementing the changes in diet, and I came across the GAPS book, and then I was like pretty intrigued. I implemented the grain-free diet and I started seeing improvements, and I was like, wow, that is incredible. Then at the same time, I started tweaking the detox protocol for him. And after we started having improvements, and then he hit a plateau, which most of you guys see when you DIY things. When I hit the plateau, I just didn't know what else to do. I fell on my knees, I cried to Allah, there was a lot of tahajjuds, a lot of Quran, and then I found the courage to go even deeper and introduce a deeper gut healing restoration program and a protocol that I teach to my students now. That one took about 1.5 years to do, and I found ways to make it easy later on. In the last 6 years, I have found ways to make it easier, more doable, less messy, more tweaked, more sharp, more, I don't know, like precise. I have alhamdulillah made it more precise. And At the same time, I started understanding about how lifestyle affects, how, you know, kids need to be grounding, kids need to be wearing and eating and, wearing clothes that are organic and non-tox and things like that. All of those lifestyle pieces I started implementing and including. And then after that, there were a point when I would understand that he needs a separate kind of parenting than my neurotypical kids. I have two neurotypical kids, and Muhammad is on the spectrum, and he's in the middle one. He's my middle one. So I did realize that I cannot parent both the kids, like my neurotypical and the neurodiverse, the same way. There has to be differences. So that's when I started understanding the concept of need-based parenting. And when I started seeing results, I started sharing it in my blog, which was previously called Neurodiverse Nerd, The Neurodiverse Nerd. And then I started also sharing in Instagram. I just wanted to build something, a real kind of awareness around autism recovery, autism healing, brain development, whatever language resonates with you, just stick to it. And then it just grew from there. We started tweaking. He was we worked on him very rigorously for 2.5 years. After that, we started coming back to the regular life, which I call as maintenance. So the system that I teach now, which is called Autism Success Academy, ASA 5 Pillars to Autism Success, it is built up on mindset, diet, detox, lifestyle, and need-based parenting. The mindset piece was the biggest thing that helped us propel and get towards the success. Here's why. There would be time when there was no results to be seen, and I would have given up if my mindset was not strong. If I wasn't working on my trauma, if I wasn't healing myself, I would have given up, because here's the thing. Hurt people hurts people. A person with severe trauma cannot function, think clearly. They will have a lot of cluelessness. They will have a lot of confusion, a lot of like disorientation. So if you are somebody who is having all of those issues as well, you have trauma. And because your blueprint, how you were raised, becomes the blueprint of how you raise your kid, how you make decisions. That's why we need to go inside of you, work on your trauma, find out how you are, parenting your child and how that could be tweaked and differentiated. That really helps. And recently, I have had dozens of my students, 6MD students, thank me for the very detailed and deep inner work and trauma healing that we do for specifically autism moms. I can vouch that our program is the only one in the world that works specifically on autism moms trauma, not just any type of trauma specifically for autism moms and autistic kids. Okay, so I specialize in that. That way, what happened was, after we started seeing results, and then there will be plateaus, and then we will break through, and then there will be plateaus. Throughout this journey, I learned that the more I work on my energetic vibrance, the more I work on keeping myself calm and relaxed and happy, it was helping Muhammad. Me, depressed, anxious, was not helping him. He was also getting depressed and anxious. So I had to crawl out of the hole that I have built myself, that society, that my own parents, my ex-husband, ex-in-laws, all of the situation that I have gone through, the abuses that I have been put under all throughout my life, all of those things had to be worked on. Because if you are not working on your trauma, you are not going to be able to work on your child to the level, to the depth, to the extent that is really needed for your child to overcome successive and progressive autism recovery. Okay, so whatever your child's age is, wherever you are, whichever race you are, religion you are, you can work on your child's mindset. You can work on your child's development by changing and working on your own mindset. That's how the 5 pillars were built, and that's how I came into the sphere of autism recovery, and that's what I teach. And currently we are going through a major change and shift in our 6MD program, because that's my child, that's my 4th child. I love it so much. I have decided to go more depth, more in-depth, more one-to-one calls with me, more group calls and coaching sessions with me, because I want to be more involved in the parents' life and how they are moving through. Because I have understood something. I have a gift. I have a weird gift because I'm an empath and I have gone through so many things in my own life. I have understanding. This morning also one of my students said that Alhamdulillah, you have gone through so many things. That's why you are able to understand human nature. So yes, I understand human nature. I also understand you. If you give me time, I will be able to identify why you are stuck, why your child is stuck, whether it's the physiological strategy or the emotional strategy or the energetic strategy. We will figure it out. And the description under the I have links for you to sign up for our upcoming program launch, and also our current promotion that is going on for ATS 6MD. With all the one-to-one calls, we are gonna increase the prices soon. So if you want to lock in your results and your support and get all the one-to-ones with the current price, you have to do it as soon as possible, because we are gonna increase the price to really to encourage, to mirror the kind of transformation that a mother and her child actually sees inside the program. So stay in touch. I'll see you in the next one. Keep fighting. Find the right path. Don't find cheap products to detoxify. Don't find free information off internet, because the other day also I read hundreds of autistic kids are getting sick because their mother were following this influencer who was peddling bleach as an autism cure. We don't want that. We don't want that in our society. We don't want that in your child's. You have to invest. There is nothing free in this world. Okay? There is nothing free in this world. Your Allah, your God, also helps you when you call him, when you call upon him, when you pray, when you fast, when you do things for him, he does things for you. The world is reciprocal. You cannot find free help everywhere and of good quality. Yes, you can get a free PDF, which I have. I'm going to link down in the description as well. But when you share and reciprocate energy, things comes back to you. And the only way you can make tangible impact is to go all in. And I have two amazing programs that I run. One a DIY version and the other one 6MD full experience version. So you can choose whichever you want. And if you don't want to join us, that's totally okay. Go to my website www.autismsuccessacademy.com. There is a blog there. I have started rewriting blog posts. There are, it's my YouTube channel is here. My Instagram is there. See you somewhere. Do something. Do the right thing, and you will reach your destination. Allah Hafiz.